Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Niger Delta Affairs, Ita Enang, has resigned his appointment to pursue his ambition to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State. Enang served as Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly between 2015 and 2019, after which he was appointed as an aide on Niger Delta Affairs in 2019. In a statement on Monday, Edet Ekbayong, media aide to Enang, said the presidential aide thanked President Buhari for the opportunity to serve. We are now being joined for a conversation with the former Senior Special Assistant on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Ita Enang, on his plans for Akwa Ibom State as a governorship aspirant on the platform of the All Progressives Congress and developmental efforts on the Niger Delta in the last 7 years of the Buhari administration. Good to have you on Newsday. Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, let's start with your governorship ambition. Can you tell us why you want to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State and what plans you have for the state if you do become the governor?
Why I want to be the governor is that the state, the government, the people and providence. The people and providence has trained me enough, from Councillor to State House of Assembly to House of Representatives to Senate to the presidency as advisor on National Assembly and advisor on the Niger Delta Affairs until hours ago. And I've garnered so much experience in the executive, in the legislature, and with great experience in the judiciary. And also as secretary of the presidential panel on the autonomy of state legislature and state judiciary. I've also had a greater insight into the judiciary and the challenges of the judiciary over non-autonomy. And of course, as a lawyer of good standing, I have also had that experience. Then I want to apply all this for the governance of Akwa Ibom State. What would be my priorities? My priorities, I said again on this program, is declaring emergency, state of emergency on youth development and education. Because youth develop, the youth, a generation that we had left behind, which we did not plan for, are the ones that we are suffering in their hands today. I don't blame them, because this is not how we were raised. But we have to do one. Raised another generation of the youth that will be properly raised in Akwa Ibom State, and then go to recover those that we raised in a manner that are not doing well in society today, through education, through orientation, and through engagement of their brain and their hands. We will want to ensure that the thinking and the education we had at that time, where we used to have our chalkboard in our hand with our chalk, different colors, that the school has changed. And computer and the information technology age, where it does appear that children are rather born with computer in their head, with the system in their head, clocked in their head before they are born, that you capture that generation, use it. Don't profile them. Don't tell them you are Yahoo. Get whatever they are able to do, capture it, improve upon it, and let it be the new thinking. That is what I will want to do. And of course, the greatest thing I want to do is that we will raise the state from the economy of the state. Our state is blessed with the greatest and the richest arable land. On the upland, we have the land for agriculture. In the waters, we have the fishes in the water. Under the sea, we have the oil in the under the sea. Under the oil in the ground, we still have the oil. So but we've concentrated in oil. So what I want to make sure is that we tap the resources of the ground, the resources of the land, by planting all kinds of things that we need. I will reverse the kind of situation where we import food from the north now. The north doesn't have the kind of arable and rich land that we have. But because we have oil, we have tailored our head that we have oil, we can use the money from oil to buy food, which comes from the north. And yet the north that is planting this rice and other food that will come, they are not blessed with the kind of land and with the water they have. They do irrigation to be able to plant. And yet we don't need all that. So what I intend to do is to make sure that I harness these potentials towards productivity. Again, the experience at the federal level that I have, I know what the Minister of Finance does. I know what happens in the Ministry of Education, how to attract tertiary institutions. Because part of the greatest problem that we have in Akwa Ibom State is that we have so many educated children who have finished secondary school, but they do not have
opportunities to enter universities because of limited carrying capacity. We have the Federal Polytechnic Ukana, which has been raised by President Buhari. We have the Federal University of Technology, which has just been established by President Muhammadu Buhari, is taken off by September. We have the Federal University of Uyo. We have the Akwa Ibom State University of Technology in Ikorakbaden. We have the College of Education. We have the State College of Technology. We have the State College of Education. We have the Maritime Academy. Yet, we have not been able to take beyond 37 or 37, between 37 and 38 and 40% of the children who finish secondary school and are wanting to enter university. And there are so many. They are so brilliant. So one of the things I know what happens at the federal level, how to attract these institutions to the state. Also, I know the different institutions where you can attract them to come and build things in the state. I know what African Development Bank does. I know how to raise facility. I know what the Sovereign Investment Authority does. I know what other institutions of the federal government does in the maritime sector, in the education sector, in the industrial sector.
What Ministry of Trade and Investment does, and all of that,
and how the states can.
Permit me to interject at this point and find out from you, because we know that Akwa Ibom is a PDP state. Are you the man to wrestle that power from the PDP to the APC? Talk to us about this.
I am the man. And the last time I was here, I mentioned my campaign manager, but I wouldn't mention his name again. And he is in PDP. So he's campaigning for me. Because when you see a government that has failed, and even the people within that government needs a rescue, and they go for a rescue looking for somebody that is experienced, you know, and they say, look, this is the person that we want. And they have raised me as a state. They have raised me as a local government. They have raised me as even as the federal government has trained me in the executive and the legislature. Then I am the man to wrestle power from the PDP-led administration headed by His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel to the APC. I am the man. And of course, the APC has done so much for Akwa Ibom. I have always mentioned most of the things that it has attracted to Akwa Ibom. And I've also mentioned that part of the thing that makes His Excellency Governor Udom Emmanuel a very qualified campaign manager for me is that he had surrendered the work that he should have been doing with the federal government, relating with the federal government to attract things to the state, to me as advisor and liaison to the president. So everything that the federal government ought to do to Akwa Ibom State and is doing for Akwa Ibom State has been the thing that I have related with Mr. President, with the federal agencies, with the ministers to attract to the state. And he is only sitting in the state to administer the money that comes monthly from the federation account. I'm sure if you want to see, you are in the media, Arise Television, you report every visit that every governor makes to the president, every visit that every governor makes to the vice president, every visit that governors make to the agency, the federal governments, and so on. Now, you can record, go to your record, search. How long ago has Udom Gabriel Emmanuel, my governor, my beloved governor, come to President Muhammadu Buhari asking for any single thing? He has not come. In fact, it is only once or twice that I've seen His Excellency, the Chief Moses Ekbo, the Deputy Governor, come to the National Economic Council meeting. Even the meeting of governors and all that, he rarely attends. So, in all this, these are the things that I have done, the President Buhari has done, and he has failed to do. When you look at governors like the governor of Ebonyi State, he was in PDP. He is now in APC. But as governor in PDP, he liaised with the federal government of President Buhari, with the ministries, and attracted so many things to Ebonyi State. Look at our governor, the governor of Cross River State, you know, Professor Senator Ben Ayade. He was of PDP until months ago, but he related with the federal government. He was the first governor in the entire state among PDP and APC to get President Muhammadu Buhari, I think in August or September, October of 2015 to visit his state and lay a project and commission the spaghetti highway, the super highway from Calabar to Obudu. And some months ago, he received only 24 million naira as state allocation. But you will not hear the kind of complaint and cries in Cross River as is happening in Akwa Ibom. He relates with the federal government. He has attracted many road projects to the federal government. He's building the airport. He's done the Kala chicken project, which is processing chicken in
Sen Ita
Ponton
Enang.
for the state. He attracted and brought power. You know, that is what a governor is supposed to do. So these are all the things that the governor of Akwa Ibom State has failed to do, which people now say, Sen Ita Enang, come and be our governor. And that is why I resigned yesterday to answer the call to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State on the platform of the APC.
Well, talking about the issue of resignation, you are actually one of the few that resigned from President Muhammadu Buhari's cabinet to pursue their political ambition. Others, after dropping huge amount of monies, instead dropped their ambition instead of dropping their present job. Now, what do you make of this, and what does this say about the quality of people and the thought processes of people within the APC that would, bring about confidence in the party?
Well, the gate was opened and people made bid. And when the conditionalities came, people had to weigh the options available. I will not speak more on the question, but I want to say it shows how determined you are. But I want to say that before I started this journey, I consulted my family. I consulted my pastors. I consulted and prayed to my God and said, Lord, you've never led me astray. Lead me to this journey and let me end well in the journey. So it is a personal decision, and it doesn't have to do with strength of character or weakness of character. I have been determined to, I am determined to pursue this cause to a logical conclusion and to win. And of course, I've seen the prospect of winning, and I've seen the unity in APC, the character of the cries of the people. I tag my campaign the Jubilee campaign. And Jubilee is after years of imprisonment, after years of being away from your land, you return from captivity. So the people of Akwa Ibom are calling me to lead them from captivity back to the land of Akwa Ibom, using the experience that I've had at the state level, at the federal level, and the training that His Excellency His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari has given me. And of course, let me use this opportunity again to thank His Excellency Mr. President and thank God, because I cannot know how to thank God enough, because I was appointed with the instrument that appointed me, appointed the former Secretary to Government, Lawal, appointed, may his soul rest in peace, the Emeritus Chief of Staff, myself, my colleague who served in the National Assembly, in the House of Reps, and the Controller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ali. But I have, by God's grace, served well. I haven't been accused of any untoward thing, and I used my hand, praising God, and resigned my appointment. Not because I'm forced to resign, not because of any untoward thing, but because I'm pressing on the upward way, and I'm gaining new height to stand on higher grounds.
Senator Ita Enang, we want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Newsday and sharing your aspirations to be governor of Akwa Ibom State.